Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to my efforts to rebuilding the Commonwealth. Hope everybody is having an excellent day. Apparently, I am carrying way too much stuff and need to get to the workbench to drop some of this stuff. Brookie, good to see you.
Mom,
Yes?
my condensator has prepared another canister of water for you.
Codsworth takes such good care of me. Okay, what am I carrying that's too much? I don't use it. That. I don't think I'm using that. That doesn't look like mine. Definitely don't need the pipe stuff. I've got a few uniforms here. Scavenger outfits. That's what I'm wearing. Squirrel bits is the food. It needs to be cooked. And now I can move. Okay. As I recall, we were trying to set this place up with a defensive ring to start with. I'm thinking if I can run a line all the way to this fence, I can use this gap in the fence here as a natural gate. And then I just have to plug this hole, and then I need to find a way to run this fence along here, probably at a steep angle to try and intersect this rock wall here. Although I do know there is a spawn point up in this area, so I might as well go straight across to that rock point up there. But right now, y'all can't see anything. So let's sleep until morning. Do you have to be right on top of me like that, Codsworth? I swear that dog did that just because he has fun doing it. He's the only one who slid across the parking lot like that. Dude, get out of my face! How's it going, Clyde? I have just a little bit of space to work with on the outside here. I want to try and go with about this much room on the build border so I can comfortably turn some backwards and some forwards. He almost walked away, but then he decided he wanted to come back. I don't think he knows what he wants to do. Just thoroughly confused. Right. He is a two-headed cow, so he has a reason to be confused. I think his real reason for being confused, though, is so that he constantly is making those hoofbeats on the pavement. Here, maybe you'll like it better over there. No? Okay, I'll bring it to you. You like that better? What do you want from me? He don't know. I don't see why the happiness needs to drop here, because these folks have just about everything they could ever want. Oh, they also have fewer people now than they did when their happiness was absolutely horrendous. So remember, I did have their happiness way lower. Before I moved a whole bunch of them to the castle and then to the swamp. I'm sure the people who moved to the swamp gave these people incentive to get happy. And if they didn't, they certainly should have. Hey, if you keep acting like you're unhappy, he'll send you to the swamp. Remember what he did with those guys? They're out feeding the mirelurks now. kind of keep... No, that one's not keeping it straight. There we go. Just like Emerald. Bam! Yeah, I think the only 4 people left here are the people who work. So the person here at the bar, and then 2 stores out here. I don't think I have a 4th job, but there's a 4th person. Oh, the provisioner. Yeah, everybody here has a job, so they're all gonna have to be happy by necessity. And by having plenty of beds and happiness-generating activities for them, along with sufficient security, their happiness should stay right where it is, or get a little bit better. It's one of the things I really like about the happiness system is once you understand it, you can work with it to keep your settlements going at the rate you prefer. Which ain't always easy. Now, of course, once you have the settlements built up and you need to incorporate more people, you're going to lose some happiness. Because as more people show up, they're going to be like, this place sucks. And I can't say as I blame them. The place does kind of suck. Let's face it, it's a giant parking lot. When you were thinking about your dream house, did you say, I want to live in a parking lot? I don't think you did. I know I didn't. And I definitely didn't imagine that I'd be sharing my living space with a 2-headed cow. Mostly because I'm more of a city person. I gave up on the great country lifestyle. Wasn't really for me. And the whole lack of 2-headed cows in the city is, it's fairly consistent. There's not a lot of 2-headed cows, at least in my city. Your mileage may vary. And if you like having two-headed cows in your neighborhood, I am not here to judge you. Well, Di, if you have a fleet, you do want to have a place to park them. So I get that. Good to see you this weekend. Apparently, I have chosen a state where they feel like I need to enjoy the beautiful scenic oil refineries. Which, I mean, some of them are absolutely sci-fi incredible. So I can't complain there. My wife and I were joking that one of the places that does a lot of compressed refining has these sphere-shaped vessels. And I kept saying it's the Trade Federation fleet launch point. Because the round vessels look exactly like Trade Federation ships that are getting ready to take off. Almost to this fence. Now we can start building some structure around this side of the facility. Lining things up can be tedious, but it's part of the build that I actually enjoy, is getting things lined up the way I really want them to be. And luckily, because it's a video game, I can't trip, because I guarantee you I would have tripped over this in real life. Give me the opportunity to fall on my face, I probably will. That's great to hear, Clem. Can't wait to see the place. Well, the one aspect of a wall around your settlement that I still don't quite agree with Bethesda. I don't know why they did it. They made spawn points for enemy attacks, but it doesn't matter where the spawn points are, if you put a wall on the inside or not, because when they attack, they're just going to come inside the wall anyway. Unless you happen to be there at the moment that the attack starts, because then they do spawn at their spawn points. Place, and then we can monkey it around. I really wish that Bethesda either made them as spawn points or made them as they can come from anywhere down the road, across the river, whatever. Because it would have made more sense if there was some consistency. Oh, I just said the magic word, didn't I? It would have made more sense. But we're talking about Bethesda. Now that kind of makes sense, because you got the tires wrapped up in the chain link, and looks like the chain link is continuing on, and some tires are falling out. Yeah. We both know that it's going to clip through that post. We all know, I should say. So this is centered on the opening if you're there, right? Let's make people have to walk right past our security guard whenever somebody gets assigned to their role. And maybe we can put another turret up on the side of the building. I think I put one way up top. Don't know if I did. I usually do. And I discovered something kind of... I did not. Okay. If your turrets are placed really high, that height can be far enough away from a ground target that they don't engage them. So you gotta watch how tall you go. And here in Starlight, you can certainly get them high enough. Come on. That should definitely be low enough. should spin that a little bit. Still looks like it's clipping towards the screen structure just a little. That seems better. Nobody's coming in over here. So let's get some of this cleaned up. What? I don't want the rock. I want the vines. No, I want the vines. You will do anything to avoid me getting those vines, huh? Alright. It can stay there. I would like to use that. Do I have a lamppost like that in my, I don't think I do. It's not going to be in this type of stuff. It's, going to be here. I do have one that looks almost identical. So let's, get rid of that. Using the previous lamp base to get a line really does make it easier to put it exactly the way I think it would have looked in the pre-war days, minus all the rust and the fact that it's going to be hooked to a generator that definitely wasn't used in the past. Now this one is the original street lamp. So if I want to use this, I'm going to have to put a lamp up in the hood. But this one I should be able to wire and have work. Although I don't see the... Oh, there's the connection point right there. Yep. So if that one has the connection point, I might be able to still use this one. Nah. Nah, it's not going to be that simple. Of course not. So I can keep using the one that's here, though. I just have to do the connection point myself. Yeah, I made the mistake of thinking that... I mean, I was still a very new player at the time, but thinking that if I just put a tower up and got taller and taller and taller with the tower, I would have more and more room for turrets. Well, yes, you do get more room for turrets. Now then. let's give it a generator of its own for a moment. And then we have a light. Now we only need to do that 275,000 more times. Oh, sorry. Got a little carried away. Now, I am gonna take a guess that that light's not gonna reach the ground, but it's okay by me because I just want the appearance of the light, not necessarily an actual light source. So let's move this generator. That one's certainly bright enough. Probably does. That one probably does reach ground. So let's see. We're gonna need something here. You wouldn't want your visitors coming directly into your home area. So this is gonna have to be like the eventually, when the bartender goes to bed, this is going to need to start being the bar area, I think. We can actually give them a... oh. Give them a pretty decent setup. Milk bottles. So this could be the bartender's personal place. And he could have his bar set up right here. So travelers can come in and buy his drinks or his meats. Not going to be picky. I like that idea. Hey, Russ. Yeah, that one light that I put in that lamppost. I'm more interested in the lamppost appearing to have light, because you know that in this game it never actually gets really dark. Yeah, unless you mod the heck out of it to make it look really dark. Hey, Doug. Let's get somebody set up for success. What? Right here. And although I'm going to move this bartender over there, I might just keep the bar she's working at now, because I'm envisioning this as several clusters of places. So we'll have little, like little villages, similar to the way SAR does the micro builds. But I'm not gonna isolate each one internally. I'm gonna have like this person set up here, and then they're gonna have their own home right here. So let's give her some furniture before I forget about it. She's not really well established, so she needs to have some shoddy stuff. But is it containers where the dressers are? Yeah, I think it is. But she has goals.
Sure.
You don't have to go to bed right now. It's just telling you which one was yours. There, she's got herself a little place to call her own. And for now, that'll have to do. Then we're going to need a little shack for the security guard to live in. Let's get a regular wall up first. Alright, that's definitely in the way, so let's move you over here. Now we can put a door and another little wall. Then just a roof. a happy little security guard's home. He's really not gonna ask for much in his life. Place to sleep, maybe eat a meal. Just something simple for him to enjoy. And he needs a little something to put his change of clothes in. Let's give the man a door. People should have a door. And of course, that door opens out, and it will not let me make it open in, will it? Nope. So what I'm going to do Yep, I need the barn piece. Let's give him a front porch if it'll let me. Ooh, it will not let me, because it does not like snapping. There. Take this piece. See if I can do it now. There we go. And that way his door doesn't have to clip the stairs to open. I heard them snap. There we go. Just something to give himself a way in and out. Because we both know that, or we all know that he's actually never going to go in there. It's getting dark, so there's no point in continuing without sleeping. Oh, I agree. Doug, building is like Texas, like Tetris. It's very, oh, Lord! That's creepy, Codsworth! I don't know where you should go, but you should definitely go wherever it is. Good Lord, that's jarring seeing him right there when you wake up. Here come the provisioners. Now, if the guard's got himself a little house there, we could build right here in the shadow of the screen. A nice little place for people to have their own little home, their own hovel. I want to try and get straight on the screen, but not so close that roof pieces are going to bump into it. This makes a little bit of sense here. Quiet little place to live and work. No idea what they're going to be doing for a living. Again, I think that they need a front porch. This one's going to need to be just a little bit more supported. So whoever is going to be working here or living and working here needs to have themselves I would say this is their living space. This is the spot where they sell, and their workbench will be back here. So let's arbitrarily call this the arms dealer. Let's get him some walls. I think I'm going to go with warehouse pieces on the on this one, because we can get a little bit of extra height. A little extra variety. Don't want to use too many of the damaged ones. No, okay, I know what I'm doing wrong. Need something to snap to get the angle I want. Come on. Alright. Remove that. Now we can have what I want. Bill Dorter visits all the streams, whether he's welcome or not. And now it's... Really? Okay. Bill is still being a prick. I don't like Bill. Not one little bit. But we know how to deal with Bill. And basically it's give Bill what he wants because he's going to do it anyway. Rob fiddles with the remote again. Back to the warehouse. Let's give him a window for his back. Just need something right there. I have an idea. If he is actually... Nah. If he was the armor guy, he'd need a half wall so that he could get some airflow, but being a weapons guy, he wants the more security, less concerned about the airflow. He's gonna need a workbench. Get our floor back. Back up. There we go. Plenty of room to get by. I don't understand these extra braces on the front of the workbench. My workbench at home doesn't have them and doesn't need them. But hey, it is what it is, right? Go right past his storefront. He only gets to be a number 2 weapon bench. But I can put a tier 3 rug. So whoever gets assigned to this would still have the room to move and the slightly nicer setup. Let's get back to our warehouse and put a roof on this thing. Now he's going to need a simple life as well. Hey dog, good to see you. Yep, Bill is a son of a gun. He always makes you take things down and put them back the way he wants them put back. Whoever invited Bill along is definitely, they're not on my friendly list. Let me just put it that way. Needs a dresser. He'll probably want a light. It's time for Rob's favorite light. One of the things I really like about that light is how little light it actually throws. Makes sense to me. Somebody would want that. It's enough light that you can see by, but not so much that you are uncomfortable having it like next to your bed. Oops. Need the floor. There we go. Now then, let's get some curtains that look suitably wastelandish. Although those being tied back would let him have the appearance of having tied them back purposely. Let's just get these lined up on this bit of wall. And now give him a curtain rod. And I am stuck in the corner. You know, eyeballing those curtains into place, they were remarkably close to one another. There. Now he just needs some electricity. Let's give him a conduit on the roof. Oh, let's get some stairs so I can get up there and place it where I want to have it. Being I'm here, I'll use the stairs with rails, being we both, everyone here knows. Why do I keep saying both when I mean all of us know that I'm going to fall off? With or without rails, I'm going to fall off. There we go. And this can tie to that. Now he should have himself some light. He does. And just slap some rails on here to protect people from falling off the porch. And he could even have himself a little chair out on the porch to have a drink at the end of the day. Nothing too fancy for our wastelander. Now he's got a spot to have a drink at the end of the day. It's a well-protected area. Yeah, build up like a natural little town, so to speak, where This is our little town square. So probably need another business right in here. And then we'll have some streets going down to the water area. Nothing too overdeveloped, because we do want to keep this somewhat we do want to keep this somewhat primitive. Let's move this back right to there. People can get in, but it's a secure location for sure. Nobody's going to act up at the bar if there's a guard standing here with a weapon. So let's see what... I imagine that the next business would have to be our armor smith. And being he has this thing that has to be on non-flammable surface. Need a flat piece of this asphalt. There's not a lot of it. Doesn't look like that bellows is floating. But it looks like that leg might be floating. So let's get rid of the surface snap. We can let this down just a little bit. I said just a little bit. He's got his bellows. He's got his inflammable surface. Now we can worry about his actual storefront and his home. I think his storefront would need to be something that has easy access to the shop there. So I'm thinking that this portion of his shop should be open with steps down. And then perhaps he's going to be coming down here to do the work, but he's going to be selling from over here. So let's get him some walls. gonna need a relative. He's gonna need something over here to give him a little bit of weather protection on the outside too. I think he's gonna have a separate house instead of having his house built into his shop. So his shop is actually going to be fairly open. Giving him plenty of room. And then his house can be down back here, separate from it. Yeah. I like that idea. Okay, I do want to use that, but I think I want to use that as the overhanging roof. So let's see if I can do that. Use a metal roof. I might need to do some monkeying with build order. Nope. Bill did not mind doing that. Ooh, here's an idea. Let's do this instead. This one's nice and tall. And this one can flow like that. Just make sure that we've got the corrugated part running the right way. We do. We do. Okay, if I put that there, almost looks like it comes in contact with the ground already. It does come in contact with the ground already. Excellent. So now he just needs a corner piece here. This right out to the end. And because I still really like these big fat stairs. Help if I turn snapping back on. Can have these right here. this becomes the natural avenue away from the structure here. Yes, I will put something beneath that to give it support. Now, this guy can have his full size counter. Because he can stand behind it easily. We all know that it's important for a shopkeeper to stand behind their product. I mean counter. Counter. Because I think I like that big rail again. It gives us some nice nice protection here. Now, if we were going into town, our friendly neighborhood armor smith needs to have it. Now, let's finish supporting his structure before I forget, and then Bill comes over and stomps all over my hard work. There we go. Just a little bit over. Now, I like the idea of our armor smith having an L-shaped house behind that goes around the back of his shop. So he would be going right about there. 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 Let's see if I've got that far enough back from the shop. Not quite. Bill would give me a hard time with that. Get this one out of the way. Ah! Not in the way, out of the way. And we just want to get this one a little bit over. That should give us... Oh, that's up under the shop. I don't want that. There we go. At the end of his workday, he can wander up the back steps. No, actually, he needs a door first. I'm gonna be silent for a moment. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Just had to get some information. Hey, Helena. And it's dark again. It's amazing how quickly that happens now. I'll step back 1 second, please. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. Oh, good Lord. Codsworth, please. He wants to have himself a nice little place where he can relax, but also go visit the bar or go visit town. So he wants something a little... There we go. We got... Need some windows. Make the place pleasant. Now, one of the things that I do frequently is I'll sit here and I'll do a narrative about, oh, this was broken and they're just reusing it. In this case, we know that they're building their little community from scratch. They're not going to build with broken stuff. So I definitely will not be making excuses for why their stuff is broken. Now, unfortunately, these pieces do not come with solid windows, so I can't just say, oh, well, you know, they have these great windows. No, they don't. They have crap windows in this set. However, crap windows or not, we have a certain level of pretend we can do with that. Now, one of the things that irritates me somewhat about these doors when they open out, and actually this one should be the other type of door. They clip horribly against those. Let me make sure that's open. Yeah, see how they clip with the... And the settlers are going to leave those open all the time. But opening in, they make more sense. And the sound of the door when it opens in, it sounds like it's rubbing up against wooden floors. When it opens out, there's nothing for it to rub against. Now, unless I missed my guess, the stairs that I really like are not going to snap to that doorway. I could try half and halving it with the greenhouse wall. Never thought about that. Let me take a look at that as soon as I have a set of steps here. So I could put the half wall here. And then in the warehouse section, go all the way over to the greenhouse half wall. Similar effect to the big window without the broken glass. I do like that. Yeah, a long time ago, dog, I delivered furniture for a rental place. And every once in a while, we had to deal with that situation where we were on a flight of stairs and the door opened out. So I definitely hear you there. And King, you're right. Everything is dangerous in the wasteland, so let's make it the least dangerous it has to be. I think our little friend here is going to have himself a little bit nicer of a place because he worries more about his own comfort than turn the floor back on. There we go. He likes to make sure that he is... What did I just do? He wants to make sure he is comfortable. Because he works hard for a living. I think that he appreciates the idea of being able to have himself a nice little place where he can sit and relax. That maybe his friends here can't necessarily afford. But this is where he puts his money. Well, they put their money into other concerns. And of course, he's the kind of person who wants to have guests. What good is having a little bit of wealth if you can't show it off, right? No more wood. Nope. Everything left is going to be very industrial, isn't it? Okay. I was hoping I was going to be able to give him one of those really tall dressers that looks like it's in good shape. And it doesn't look terrible, but now, I think there's plenty of room there to walk through, which tells me that future settler number 3 will not think that there's enough room to walk through. Now there should be. Of course, he's going to need power at his place too. But let's get his lights set up while I'm thinking about it. He's going to have himself a nice little light right here. Needs himself probably something hanging in here. And his business will close at the end of the day, so he doesn't need any light in his shop. So that's probably enough light for the inside of his place. So let's get up top. My poor little mutt. She went out of the room with me when I stepped out. And now she's upset because she didn't come back in with me when I walked back in. So let me open that door for her. Okay. Sorry about that. Muttley is back in the room now. And, you know, as time goes on, he's got room to expand his personal tastes. Let's get him a nice comfy chair to sit in his personal side of the house here. Yeah, somehow here in the wasteland, he has plans of getting ahead, and I think that that's in his future. So now, let's take a look at this again from flow patterns out here. You're coming in from the road. The first place you see is the dive bar on the side of the road. Get yourself a drink. You need to pick up some weapons or armor. You've got a store right on hand. Very friendly weapon salesman right here will sell you whatever you need, ammunition and or firearms. You need to protect yourself. You come on down here and see our friendly armor smith, who's got his own little store set up right next to his forge. And at the end of his workday, he can just wander into his home, get himself cleaned up from the day, take off his dirty clothes, put on something nice, and he can go enjoy his neighbor's company at the bar. So the first little portion of settlement is done on this. Of course, we have our security guard's house. Our bartender has her house. I'm thinking I might want to close off this area right here. I don't see a reason for them to come this way, but maybe, yes, I arranged to have as many beds as I've got by throwing sleeping bags absolutely everywhere. This might actually make a good clinic space. We could have the clinic counter right where Codsworth is standing, and then we could have a few gurneys back this way. Gonna consider that, because that would be probably the cleanest structure that is already here to have a doctor work out of. It's already lit as well, so although I would have to add power to the location so I could do things like the x-rays on the wall or such. Then I would still think closing off on this side makes sense, because then we could leave this gap as another gate into the community, one of these either here or there, and this would be the clinic, and that would be the reason you'd come in from this side. And then of course you would have another little housing community on this corner of the movie screen. And then if they start farming here, they'll have this entire area back here well protected from any direction and not far from the water source. I think I might do that. Let's do away with those sleeping bags to start with. Definitely don't need 26 beds in here at the moment. Probably won't need all this shelving, but I do not want to throw it away. The clinic would need some shelving. But if I throw away all of it, I will kick myself later when I want to decorate and I don't have it. So let's just pile this stuff up out here. Oh. Missed the door. And missed the door even though I was facing it. Let's do away with this safe. Not the floor safe, yeah. Do you see a vine? I don't see a vine. Maybe I'm nuts. But maybe not. Okay. So if this is going to be a clinic, let's start by giving ourselves a clinic. Plenty of room for Doc Who's It to stand. And do her business. And then we can have numerous why did I do that? Numerous gurneys. Now, if I do it this way, I can put some curtains in between them. All right. That vine thing is really getting under my nerves. There's no vine there. Okay, so we know that we have curtains. Don't need those, so This is the wasteland, so we're not going to have perfect curtains. That's definitely not sharing space very well. We have number 1. Just get them kind of lined. There we go. And then number 2 can be a different type of curtain because it's the wasteland and we don't get everything the same. It does have to be not inside the light. Come on. This one's narrower than the other one, I see. It's okay to have a little bit of a gap. This can be centered a little bit here. This one, again with the vine, please stop. Give that a little closer, and then I can put one of those shelves back there. Might even be able to put 2 shelves in back here, side by side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Can put 2 side by side back here. Each of them takes up roughly the 4 squares of floor tiles. Let's go to the hospital. If that remains lit without power, I don't need to put any power in here. And it does. Awesome. So now we have a full-service clinic here. Which also provides the settlement with 3 beds. Definitely. Plenty of room to maneuver if we need to. Of course, Codsworth would get caught on everything. Somewhat fitting, actually. I bet this won't snap in the other way. It will not. It's okay. Needs a sign. Come on, something. Anything. Love the police sign. Let's make sure everybody knows that our that looks like it might be floating. Nope, that is touching, but wow, it just looks bizarre to me. So that covers our clinic. Maybe I can use this space here as a storage shed. And just put that there for now. There's still a shovel here. And of course, that has to be stored, but these can be scrapped. There we go. Let's use the warehouse. We can have concrete foundation floor. I mean, it is going to be a shed, right? Can actually put it right up against. Come on, get your little butt out of here. Thank you. If it's up against both walls, I only need to put 2 walls on it. And follows the same basic contours as the building it's up against. 1 storage shed. Still have to do something about all those beds in there. I think our doctor needs a nice house. Whoever he or she may be. I think I've already said it's probably going to be a she. So, I need a nice house. And I think they're going to have something that's 2 floors high. Definitely made of wood. Right up alongside this movie screen again. The one with the piers is only in here. Now, step far enough back from the screen that the curve of the damaged pieces is not going to force I think that's going to be far enough. I think it'll be far enough. I definitely do want to go with 2 stories tall. But I don't want to go too far back. They don't breed them especially bright where you come from, do they? But they do breed a special kind of dog there. Gotta love that. Alright, let's make sure that my estimation on the wall height is correct. Yeah, the screen will not touch the wall, even if the roof is... That sounded, unfriendly. Okay, so the roof is not touching. That's well and good. Let's see if I can figure out what I'm doing. So far, so good. I need a floor. Some steps. floor. And some steps. There we go. We have the end of another day. Good Lord, these days are just flying by. I put a bed in here. Okay. So our doctor now has... Whoa. Help if I was in the build menu. There we go. Doctor now gets a nice little place to call her own. Thank you for the excellent idea about half and halving the walls to get the look I wanted. And a door. Duh. Find myself wondering if I could put a roof on that to break up the appearance somewhat. Or would it be too low? Definitely too low. Probably going to need those anyway, so let's not forget about them. Because I can do half walls. And put the roof in. Doctors do get to charge a premium for their services. So they do get to have nice things. I think that our doctor is definitely going to enjoy her view. Now I should do the half walls while I'm down this end. Now I can go do that. Where square, we can do this. She'll need a railing there. And she has a beautiful little house. Situated in a very comfortable distance from her office. As I said, I do believe I should, let me get rid of that vine, I should put some kind of barrier. I wonder if I can put a door here. I think I'm going to need to turn some snapping off. Just behind the window. That'll give it a definite separation. But at the same time, have the community still linked together. Then over on this side, are we going to have them come through this fence gap and close? I think that's the best bet, is have this be the gap in the fence that is the entrance for that side. Is it a single or a double that's removed on this side? It's a double, isn't it? It is. So let's get the same kind of space on this side. And then we can put our guard shack. Same kind of protection. That's some good height. And anybody coming in has to pass by a guard. Not sure where I'm going to put the turret yet, but we will get to that. Let's give our doctor a bed, because I think it's starting to feel like it's getting late. I don't know why it's constantly getting late, but it is. Our doctor is definitely well-to-do. So needs nothing but the best. It is, after all, an important job taking care of the people of the Commonwealth. They can afford to have some niceties in their houses if they are providing such important services. Okay, so if this goes back here, this goes to here, that to there, and that to there. That's her private space. And of course, downstairs is where she would have guests. Not couches, chairs. And it does strike me that I have not tested the chairs that I've been putting out. So let me do that as the sun is setting. Thank you, Brookie. Lava, good to see you. Hope your Saturday is treating you well. I may in fact put a jukebox or radio in her home, but I am definitely against powering those damn things. Am I in the table? Nope. I was stuck between it, though. So. Yes, Codsworth, I know you're going to follow me like a lost puppy. It's 11:45 a.m. and it looks dark out. Okay, it's not kitchen, so it's, furniture cafe, right? Or no, furniture kitchen, okay. Let's get in this out in the light where I can see what I'm doing. I want the... I think I have some nice new looking ones. Yeah, there we go. Some people might think that she's taken advantage of some of her patients in order to create this. I am completely relaying out the dining room because I like the idea of having the kitchen laid out at an angle to give an island. So, dining room is moving. Just so I can do this with my... Oh, I can't do this with my... Damn it. Outsmarted myself. I might be able to still do it. See, these are solid. So I can do the older one. Or I can do the new one in the corner like it's supposed to be. But then I don't have a sink either. I wonder if I can force a Vaultec sink into that. Okay, let's give her a nice new refrigerator. I might actually have to, alright. Let's just shift it back. Okay. And shift it into place. There we go. And now this should snap right on, right? As long as object snap. Maybe. I don't know how these things work. I just know I have them. That looks like it's lined up. She's got a nice refrigerator. Now we can try and shove the Vaultec sink into the sink slot. Okay, this is going to fight with me, isn't it? How do I force it in there? I don't. Maybe I use a regular sink. Or maybe in the kitchen section there's a sink just in here somewhere. That would make sense, wouldn't it? But there's no sink. Could have done the entire refrigerator as a single piece, but... How do you do that without putting a sink? Heathens. Alright, so I have to put some kind of sink in place. If I slip this one in, it's the only vestige of the wasteland in place. But kind of makes a strange bit of sense. We're just looking for appearances here, folks. And the table can go back to where it was. There. She can entertain in her brand new kitchen and then retire to her personal suite. Lava, I thought about doing that, but the round-ended countertop would cut through the hollow spaces that show off the inside of the oven and the warming cabinet. At least I'm assuming that's a warming cabinet. Because that's a dishwasher. Can't think of what else that would be. Yeah, I am perplexed as to why that door does not snap onto there, but I'm going to chalk it up to it being a USO thing. And I might even build a restroom right here for her, that she can take her business outside for. So let's get her some doors first. Okay, you don't want to snap there. You don't... I have snapping off then. Okay, that one... Yes. Exactly the way I wanted it to snap. Now then, if I was stepping out here, I would want a walkway to here, and then lower foundation. Okay, you're trying to snap. I don't want you to snap. I want you to go lower. You have plenty of room. Why does it jump up like that there and not here? There we go. Now she's going to need a... I think we're going to go with the warehouse. Snap everywhere but where I want you. There we go. And it's almost perfectly below that window. Almost. Not quite. But leaves enough of that window open that you get the light in that you wanted anyway. And because I feel like she would pay the extra for it, she's going to have a wooden door on the front. Now, can I use the concrete step on here? I think I have to turn the snapping off and put it on manually. Just have a simple shower and bath, or shower and toilet. She definitely can't afford shiny new, but she can afford functional old. It's going to have to be close enough to the wall for the toilet paper roll. To be mounted on something. And of course, a sink. She doesn't need this one, but man, that would be a nice one to have in here, wouldn't it? What, am I up on a roof? Yeah. That's the beat up version. That could certainly exist in this world. Of course, why would she need that above it? She wouldn't, but need and have are two different things, right? And as everyone knows, can't shower without soap. And you can't go without a toilet roll. Now I need to put the door on correctly. And because it is a restroom, she'll use the outhouse door. There. Toilet does need to go back a little bit. She has her first, or we have our first bathroom in the settlement. Though it's not for the common rabble. Sun is in the west, so that means we are getting close to sunset. But it's also nowhere near done over here. I need to bring power in here, but I'm thinking I need to bring more power into the settlement at large. So at this point,
If you work, you eat. It's simple as that.
let's consider putting nuclear power on top of the theater screen. I did not intend to sit down. I forgot I was not in build mode. Come on, ashtray. Now table. And something still fell. Okay, so leaves make fertilizer. I think we're getting close to needing gamma guns here. So nuclear power on the edge of the top of the theater would be a great place to start. Let's get it a little protected from the other side. Let's see, if I place... See, that's part of the projector, so I can't take the rail down, but I can put some walls up. There we go. Now, at least, it's not going to obviously be in the line of fire. During every settlement attack. We all know it's actually going to be in the line of fire, because it doesn't matter if they actually get anywhere near it or shoot at it. It is going to be damaged in almost every settlement attack. And this can actually possibly bring power down to there if I can get close enough to it. And then right there. Settlement will not run low on power. Let's see if I can get the ladder in position where I can get up to reach that. Why did I go there? It's the same thing in barn and warehouse. Of course not. So what I'll have to do is go and jump. There we go. And that connects all that power. Now on the other side, our good doctor's house is much closer. So powering that will be much less of a headache. Okay. Where are we? This one... She might have money, but she doesn't need to spend it on fancy things on the roof. Especially whoa, where'd you go? Because we know we're going to need to bring it down to the first floor, right? And then... Why'd I hit that button? And right behind the kitchen, we get to the first floor. Now, before I lose what little is left of the daylight, let's give our good doctor some light. We already know what's going on the bed. This corner can have something a little nicer. And she needs something downstairs that has some pizzazz for the dining area. Of course, that doesn't put any light down, because why would it? The kitchen definitely needs some light. That's too far from the power source. Okay. This one can go right there. I have to find some power on this side of the house. Can probably run it right down this corner, so let's do that. And that gives her place some light. I'm gonna have to put a, maybe if I put a spotlight just the single one facing the table. Where from? Will the corner do the trick? looks like I have to do it twice. There we go. Just got a nice little place here. Let's get some sleep, and then we can do a review of what we've accomplished today. Dog, I have the jetpack mod on my other character. This character is only for this series. And once she is done with her iterations, we're going to see a lot more of the other character. So let's start over where we began the day. Today, when we picked up where we left off, I had built out to here. We finished this wall all the way down to the existing fence to wall off the settlement from the highway side, the railroad side and highway side. Our local roadway comes right up to us here and gives us a natural break in the fence, so we have our first entry point and guard station. We built the guard a small place to live, giving him just enough space to take care of his own self. We then, across from the guard, put in our first business. This is where our weaponsmith is going to live and run his business. Somebody is shooting up the place. We built him his own little room in the back of his place, which he can close off with his curtains at night. He also has a little porch where he can sit and relax with a drink, and he can come out the back door of his place anytime he wants, just to get a little bit of fresh air. Maybe he doesn't like smoking in the gun shop. Then we met our armor smith. Our armor smith is doing pretty hefty business. He needs plenty of room to display his armor, so he's got a larger footprint. And of course, he has a forge, so we got that out here on the pavement where he can work with it without any problem. At the end of his workday, he can go straight back into his own little house. He himself believes himself to be upward mobile, so he's buying himself some of the nicer things he can afford. He'll kick off his dirty clothes, get into something nice, and he too can join his friends at the bar. On the other side of our bartender over here, we put in a clinic. Our doctor is going to have plenty of room to treat a few patients. It's not a huge clinic, but it's enough to take care of a few people at once. She can do her chem sales, Radaway, stim packs, etc. right here. For the most part, it's closed off from the main entrance on that side because we have a guarded entrance on this side for her entryway. Again, the guard post is placed for maximum protection of the entryway. You have to go around the guard post to get into it. We built this little storage shed to use up the shelves that I took out of that other room. It'll end up with probably a bunch of stuff in it when we get to the decorating phase, or the final decorating phase. Just a concrete foundation, a couple of walls, and all those shelves. Then the doctor got her own house. Doc's house is laid out very nicely. She's paid well for what she provides for the community, and she likes to live large. She's got a nice new kitchen supplied to her by the various trade caravans. She's got some nice furniture rescued from Concord. She comes on upstairs, and she has her own personal suite laid out for her to unwind from the day. And the final thing, as far as construction goes, is we put a fusion reactor up on the roof of the theater. And we're protecting it with a wall to keep it from being shot directly from down here. You'd have to be a really talented shot to get at it from anywhere along this road. And I'm going to wager that from the directions you can spot it at, you're going to be fairly far away. So you're still going to need to be a talented shot to do anything damaging to it. So that is what we have accomplished here at Starlight Drive-In today. We've managed to build quite the nice mansion for the doctor. The lesser sized homes and shops of our soon-to-be villagers over there. But we've also been fortunate in having all this ground back here. If we start farming here, we will have plenty of protected space to grow crops. I believe that we're going to have some roadways going through the area. We'll have to lay out what we believe the natural pathways should be for the rest of the settlement, so that we don't end up building
I'll be right there, Mum.
on the on what we want to be the roadways. I believe that I'm going to try to connect that gate with that gate via dog-legged road here. I think that we should have a building in the center here, backing up to the waterworks, where we can have some maintenance personnel who keep track of the water equipment. Other than that, however, the rest of this area is open for little pathways in and out to create a little cluster of villages. I don't want them to be closed off from each other, but closed off from the outside world. Similar in layout to a Diamond City-like layout. Now that we've got a large power source up above, we may in fact start running some power poles and move the beacon up to the roof of the theater as well. Beacon is currently off. I don't want to invite a bunch of people to get in the way while I'm building, but we will need to start inviting people. I think I am going to use the existing
Much more exciting than domestic, I assure you.
this existing location right here. I intend to use as a bar. So the bar that's sitting out there, I may scrap that and just use a mat to put a bartender in here. But we'll have a bar up in here as well. So there'll be one at each end of town. And these folks here will... Well, there's our current clinic and our current general salesperson. They'll eventually move inside the community, but with them planted outside the wall, it keeps them out of my hair. The only person I have to stay out of the way of is Codsworth, because he's a menace. I want to thank everybody who came out and stayed with me for the up to 3 hours that we spent building out here. I had a blast putting this together and figuring out what I'm doing, and yes, I had a great time bringing it to you. I appreciate the window advice. That was an excellent use of mixing and matching pieces. I hope that next week we get a fair way into the Phase 2 of the Starlight City build. Until then, I hope that your week is excellent. I hope that your spring is amazing. And take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Get in touch with your friends and make sure everybody knows that you care about them. Take care, everyone. Good night.